Welcome to the 89th edition of Spooky Reviews from Spooky Ventures. The movie under my watchful eye this time is a Blu-Ray release of Subspecies 5 Blood Rise. Now this is a full moon film from the current run of the company. I've always been a huge fan of Full Moon since way back in the 90s when they were first around. Subspecies dates back to those early days of Full Moon, and I always really liked the original take they did on the whole vampire mythos. I personally have been building my own vampire universe in a collection of short stories for years, and I think anyone tackling vampires should twist the mythos in some way. You need to sort of make it your own, and Full Moon's version did a great job of doing just that. This new film acts as a prequel to the other movies, giving us an origin story for the main vampire of those films. As such, it's more of a character development piece than it is anything else. Interestingly enough, it feels a little soap opera-like to me. Then again, my first experience with soap operas was Dark Shadows when I was a kid, so I guess that really kind of fits with the whole vampire thing. This takes place mainly in the distant past, and since we're dealing with vampires, it also takes place largely in the dark. That's a problem because I think the whole film just looks too dark. I also think that it lacks any kind of real resolution. Then again, since it's a prequel, that's somewhat what goes with the territory. It sort of has to set up for what comes later. In this case, actually before, but there is a lot of really brutal and graphic violence built into it. If you're at all familiar with the series, that definitely fits with it all. Overall, I think this has its charms. Perhaps it will work better for me on repeated viewings, and if I turn the brightness up on my TV. As a character origin, it works well. As a glorification of vampirism, I think it succeeds too. That might seem like a negative, but as far as I'm concerned, it actually kind of is a positive. This includes a cool making of video as a bonus feature. Fans of the Subspecies series are sure to like this. While it is a prequel, I'm not sure it would work that well as an introduction to the series, because you sort of need information from earlier movies to fully grasp it all, particularly about the Bloodstone itself. But, in general, I would recommend this just with some reservations. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.